Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emory Hunt, the czar of the playbook. Bring you our NFL Week 12 preview between the New Orleans Saints and the Atlanta Falcons. Now let's take a look at some keys to victory for both teams, starting with the Saints.
Offensively, the Saints have to get the running game going early. The worst case scenario for New Orleans will be to make this a passing match, which could then lead to a series of 3-and-outs and which could also then tire out your defense. So balance is the name of the game this week versus Atlanta. Now defensively, the biggest key versus the Falcons is how they match up versus their spread formations. The Falcons do a great job in isolating linebackers and safeties in the passing game. So whether it's a linebacker or a safety covering in the slot, they have to bring their A game. Now having all three safeties healthy at their disposal does give this defense some creativity in both how they cover and also apply pressure on Matt Ryan. Now let's move over to Atlanta in this ballgame, and I think they can have some success deep down the field versus the Saints secondary. So I would challenge the Saints vertically very early in this ballgame. Try to get Ryder White deep down the field to loosen up that box for the running game and also loosen up that underneath coverage. So again, the Falcons have to be able to take shots deep down the field if they want to be successful. Defensively, I'm a big fan of Sean Weatherspoon and what he brings to the table athletically. He's healthy, and I think he can have a huge impact being a dog blitzer and also in the underneath coverage this week versus New Orleans. But if the Falcons are going to win, they're going to have to win versus the vertical game, and that'll require free safety Thomas Deku to raise his level of play and be the center fielder that can eliminate defensive coverage mistakes and also be in position to create opportunities for the Falcons defense.
The New Orleans Saints will have to be able to get pressure on Matt Ryan on third and medium, and the best way they can do that is by sending pressure strong side, forcing him to go away from Tony Gonzalez. I'm going to show you how they can get that done. And third and medium is usually third between 5 and 7 yards. And the Saints do have the personnel to go to a situational 3-3-5. They've done it before. This could be Roman Harper. This could be Vaccaro or Jenkins, or Vaccaro's up here, Jenkins down here. But you want to send pressure off the corner. If you trust one of your safeties in coverage, you can go to the 3-3-5. The Saints have done this, like I've mentioned before, all season long. So what they can do front side, you're going to basically cover 3. You're trying to roll coverage toward Tony Gonzalez. We have cover 3, deep third. And we're going to send pressure off the edge. We're going to send strong side pressure to force a quick throw either to Tony Gonzalez or force him to go away to where we have the help. Right here we have the nickelback is going to be manned up on the slot. And we're actually going to man up on Tony Gonzalez after we send the safety. Roman Harper is an excellent blitzer. You don't want him covering Tony Gonzalez. Sending him off the edge would be ideal. It will force a quick throw because now you have the safety with a lot more speed than the linebacker coming in. And the way we're going to occupy this running back, we're going to send double A gap pressure. We're going to send the middle backer down that A gap, forcing him to pick him up, giving the safety free reign to the quarterback. Now we're going to have the the 5 technique slant inside. We're going to have this 5 technique play contained. We're also going to have the backer. His job now is manned up on Gonzalez. He has Gonzalez manned up, and we're going to drop the backer back in cover. So that's how they can get pressure. You slant your defensive line inside. Everyone's attacking their inside gap. 5 techniques playing contain. We're sending double A gap pressure with the linebacker, hopefully trying to get this running back to pick him up so that way Roman Harper can disrupt the pass by Matt Ryan. So that's how the Saints can get pressure out of the 3-3-5 this week versus the Atlanta Falcons when they're in third and medium. And sticking with the theme of being effective on third down, I believe the Falcons can also blitz Drew Brees on third and medium. And we know he loves to go to Jimmy Graham in clutch situations. So you want to banjo cover Jimmy Graham, but also getting pressure off the edge strong side. I'm show you how they can do this. This is a cover 1 blitz. And right now, by the sheer definition of it, it's an unbalanced front. We have the line shifted this way with the backers shifted this way. So it looks vulnerable to the weak side run, but it's all about how you play it. And we're also going to have this guy, defensive end, play contain on the outside, protecting yourself versus the weak side run. But this is a blitz. Ignore the formation by the Saints. It's more instructional for the defense. Cover 1 pressure, and we're sending the strong safety off the edge, and we're banjoing the tight end. So as the cadence starts to wind down, you're going to see the strong safety creep up as if he's getting good man coverage on the tight end, and he's coming off the edge. That's his job. And we're going to have the lineman slant inside. So that's why we have these guys offset defensive end, attacking the outside shoulder of the tackle. We're going to have the tackle head up on the guard, pushing hard in that A gap, trying to get that interior pressure. We're going to have this tackle over here push right outside shoulder of the guard. We're going to have the defensive end take an outside step and play contain. So you're contained on the outside, you're getting pressure on the inside, and we have a spy backer here. He's spying the near back. If this guy goes this way, it's his job. If this guy stays in and block, he's a free blitzer. He's coming down the A gap as well. And like I said, we're banjoing and tight end, so you have your guys dropping back in your banjo coverage, playing inside-out technique versus the tight end, and we have the free safety drop back covering the deep middle of the field. So that's cover one, manned up on the corners, getting outside pressure by sending the strong safety, and I think that's how they can have some success as well on third medium, banjo covering the tight end, taking away the contained run, but also allowing yourself the free blitzer if this guy stays in and block. So I think the Falcons can have some success this week versus the Saints if they utilize one of these blitz principles.
The X factor for the Saints will be their pass rush. They have to be able to disrupt the timing of the Atlanta Falcons passing game. If they can get hits on Matt Ryan as well, it goes a long way in the Saints having success defensively this week versus Atlanta. The X factor for the Falcons will be their third down defense. The way you knock off a team like New Orleans that has an explosive offensive attack, you have to out-possession them. And if they're able to get off the field on third downs, the Falcons have a great chance of winning this ball game at home. Now, here are some coaching points for both teams in this ballgame. For the Saints, mission number one is easy. You have to double team Tony Gonzalez, take away Matt Ryan's number one option, and force him to go to those other receiving targets. And they have to establish a running game early. That ensures the play action pass game working throughout the course of the ball game. And the wide receivers have to win the individual battles on the corners. I love what I see out of the young cornerbacks for the Atlanta Falcons. They do a great job in man press. They're going to have to win those individual matchups if they want to have success on offense. And for the Falcons, I believe if they can get to the perimeter in the running game, they can have some success moving the football on the ground versus the Saints defense. I think that's where they're vulnerable on the outside versus the run. So the Falcons have to be able to get to the outside running the football. And they have to make the plays that are there defensively. Drew Brees will give you one or two, sometimes three opportunities to pick up a pass. You have to be able to convert and get that ball back for the offense. And they have to take shots deep down the field. You have to show the Saints defense that you're able to attack vertically in the passing game. If they can do that, loosen up that box a little bit, loosen up that coverage, the Falcons have a great chance of knocking off New Orleans this week. I like the Saints in this ballgame. We know their offense will be able to put up points, but it's their defense that's not getting enough credit. They're getting off the field on third downs. They're forcing turnovers, and they're able to get to the quarterback. I think they will do all three once again this week versus Atlanta, so I see them going on the road and knocking off the Falcons. And I also want to give a huge shout out to Saint fan forums and Falcon fan forums for always showing football game plan support.